After 12 years of war, improvised explosive devices have become the #1 killer in Afghanistan, with thousands of people losing their lives every year. And with the steady withdrawal of foreign troops ahead of a 31st of December 2014 deadline, the death toll is increasing daily as insurgents use an even larger number of IEDs as part of their campaign to try and retake territory. According to the United Nations, in the first 6 months of this year, 1,319 civilians were killed and 2,533 were wounded, most of them by homemade bombs. A push to deal with the IEDs comes in response to a sharp rise in the death toll among Afghan forces in the months after U.S.-led international combat troops handed over security responsibility to the country's nearly 350,000-strong military and police. Afghan military officials say bombs account for about 50% of the casualties. According to Afghan and coalition military officials, the Taliban resort to IEDs because they have so far been unable to take on the Afghan security forces in open combat.
Well, we are very concerned, and the Afghan security forces are very concerned about the IED threat. And the reason they're concerned is, first of all, as you said, a lot of our casualties and their casualties are due to the IED, but there's also a lot of civilian casualties. And the enemies of Afghanistan are showing that they really don't care about the people of Afghanistan, and they're not willing to confront the Afghan security forces head on.
In an effort to counter the growing threat, the coalition has intensified a program to train and equip Afghan forces, including supplying them with specialized vehicles that can help to clear roads of IEDs. Afghan and coalition military officials say trained soldiers and police are now successfully neutralizing 90% of the IEDs they find. There are no exact figures for the number of Afghan troops killed since January this year, but U.S. Marine General Joseph Dunford, the top coalition commander, recently said that Afghan forces were losing up to 100 men a week. That would mean that if the trend continues, Afghan security forces could lose double the number of soldiers they did last year.
Have them back up, swap out drivers.